What's up, everyone? Welcome to Risk Reward Repeat channel. Today we're going to talk about Keltner Channel, a very simple strategy using Keltner Channel. Before we dive into it, let's go through the disclaimer real quick. All right. All right. So today we're going to talk about a very simple strategy using Keltner Channel. If you don't know what Keltner Channel is, it's an indicator that should be available on your platform. I'm using NinjaTrader for demonstration purposes. In NinjaTrader, you could go in indicators and just look for Keltner channel and add it to your chart. This is a 1 minute chart with the default settings, and this is what it looks like. I changed the width and color of the lines. The top one is red, the bottom one is blue, and the line in the middle is gray. You could change it to suit your preferences, but this is what it essentially looks like, right? With that in mind, let's move on. Okay. So what is the strategy and how do we trade it? So number one, we will be using NQ for demoing this strategy. Time frame is 1 minute. Our profit target would be 20 ticks or 5 points on NQ. And we will be trading with just one contract. Okay. All right. So how do we go long? If the intention is to go long, we look at the trend. Number one thing we are going to do is look at the trend. Is the market in uptrend? Is it in downtrend? Or is it range bound? If it's in a downtrend, we are not going to go long. Okay. If it is an uptrend, then we look at the chart and wait for a pullback or a red bar to close near the midline. And if we see a green bar right after it, remember this is in an uptrend, we go long, right? And our target would be 5 points or the upper red line. We will take a look at examples. We will also do a playback, um, run through some of the examples. But before going there, I just wanted to state what the strategy is, and then we can dive right into it. If the market is range bound, we wait for a red bar to close below the lower blue line, right? And we go long if it's followed by a green bar that closes above the lower blue line. Our target again would be 5 points or the midline or the upper red line. Ideally, I would recommend that we trail our targets. So initially we can start with 5 points and then we can start trailing it once it hits the 5 point mark. Okay. So for a long entry, here's a quick example. Clearly the market is trending up, so we wait for a pullback. We let it go, let it run up, and then we wait for a pullback, and we see a pullback right here, and it comes pretty close to the midline. So so we watch for it. We don't enter the trade yet. We wait for the next bar. The next bar is green. As soon as this bar closes, we go long. So let's say we go long at 22,355. Our target would be 5 points, which is going to be 360 right here. Right off the bat, you would be done. If we want to trail it, absolutely we could trail it and wait till it hits the red line or further up. That's totally up to you. But my recommendation would be to just target 5 points or 20 ticks and be done with it. Okay. Let's take a look at another example. Same thing, long entry, but this time the market is range bound. We see that market is going up and down. It's bound, it's range bound clearly. So in this case, what we do we wait for a bar to close below the blue line, right? Um, this would not qualify. This would not qualify because it's a green bar. This obviously closed above the blue line. This, maybe, but it's it's a bit dicey. This one looks clearer to me. Okay, even if this one qualified, we will wait for, let's say you want to go long here, but you wait for the next bar, which is red, so you can't go long. So we wait for it. We wait for a green bar. Number one, the red bar has to close below the blue bar, a blue line, um, and then it should be followed by a green bar. So right here, it's followed by a green bar. We go long right here. Um, and our target would be again 5 points or 20 ticks. Okay. We get a lot more than that, or the midline, or we could even target the red line, right? Ideally, we set the target and we start trailing it past that. Now, another question that comes to mind is what should be our stop loss? Our stop loss should be right here, right below the blue line, right below the low of this green candle. Let's take a look at another example. Um, but in this time, we'll look at when we can go short. So again, the same thing. NQ 1 minute chart, profit target 20 ticks or 5 points, and number of contracts is just one. To go short, we look for downtrend or a range-bound market. We do not go short on an uptrend. If we see that the market is trending up, we don't go short at all in the strategy. Okay. Right? So we wait for a pullback in a downtrend or a green bar to close near the midline, and we go short if it's followed by a red bar. Exactly opposite of what we did for going long, right? And target should be 5 points or the lower blue line. We will look at the examples for this one as well, but I'm, again, just going through the strategy right now. If the market is range bound, we wait for a green bar to close above the upper red line. And we go short if it's followed by a red bar that closes below the upper red line. Our target should be 5 points or the midline or the lower blue line. Okay, let's go through some examples. So for a short entry in a downtrend, here's a screenshot. We're looking at the downtrend and we wait for, in a downtrend, we wait for a bar to close above the midline. Right here, this green bar closes above the midline, immediately followed by a red bar. So we go short right here, about 342 maybe, 342, 343, and we can easily get 5 points. Or set the midline as a target, or set the blue line as a target. Easily, all of those targets would be hit. Right? What about range-bound market? Well, when it's range-bound, we look for a green bar to close above the red line, which is the upper line, immediately followed by a red bar. A green bar to close above the red line, immediately followed by a red bar. We go short right here, targeting 5 points as a very basic target. And for advanced traders, midline or the blue line. All of those targets would be hit, right? I mean, this one had potential to go all the way up to 350, which is, if we went short right here, let's say at 368, we would get about 18 points. Okay. All right, let's do a playback and see how this would play out in a real market. Right. So let's get into it right here. Um, I'm playing back for the 17th of December, December 17th. Pause it right here. I'm gonna start playing it right now. Let's see. Uh, okay. I'm playing it at 6x speed. We'll just follow our strategy and see what works for us. At the moment, not too clear how the market is trending. You could argue it's on an uptrend from here, but I would say it's range bound, right? Um, so not too clear to me, at least. So I'm just gonna let it play out. Plus, it's like 8:05 in the morning Central Time. Um, 8:30 is when the market opens. So ideally, I would say wait till the market opens. Wait for a few minutes after the market opens and see how it's trending, and then make a call. One thing we all should keep in mind is not to just jump to a trade and take it immediately. Patience always pays back. So being patient is a number one key. Okay, let me bump up the speed a little bit, maybe 10 times. Doing a market replay again for those of you who didn't get it. December 17th, and it's 8:11 a.m. 1 minute chart, NQ. Um, Trying to see if we can find a trade here. This was a downtrend, right? Um, right here, it closed. It's a very short-lived downtrend, like in a matter of uh, yeah, 5 minutes it came down, but I'm not too clear on the direction of the market at the moment. So I'm just gonna keep an eye on it, see how it spans out. Okay, maybe bump up the speed a little more. Maybe 20 times. The plan is to wait for the market open. In fact, a few minutes after the market open to see how the market is trending, and then make a call. Okay, the market has opened now, and looks like it's going down. I would not have taken this trade, right? Based on our strategy, I would just wait. I would wait until I can see what the market is doing. If I can decide if it's in a downtrend or an uptrend or range bound, I need to see something clear to make that call. 8:45. Okay, looks like we're all over the place. Mm, it's kind of settling down, but okay. Waiting for it to tell me if it's range bound. Okay. Looks like it's on a downtrend. If I look at it from here, you could see that it went down, came back up, but uh, it goes down again, and it broke this level, right? Where it was showing some resistance, it's it has it broke that level. So let's see. So I'm leaning towards the market is in a downtrend, right? Let's see. Let me slow down a bit here to see if we could find a trade. So right here, guys, this looks pretty nice to me so far. It's down trending down. Um, I would be interested in a short if one of these bars um, comes close to the midline, followed by an immediate red bar, right? So let's see if we could find a trade if it's gonna pull back. Number one. Okay. Okay. This is very interesting. So you see how it's trending down, but now it's pulling back. I would be interested in this area. I'll keep a close watch on this to see if this would be followed by a, okay, this for us to go short, I want this bar to be followed by a red bar. So let's see. All right. This qualifies for a short if it's followed by a red bar. Let's see. Mm, it is not followed by uh, a red bar yet. I would still be interested in it if, hmm, let's see. Okay. Okay. There you go. Let's wait for this bar to complete. I want this bar to be red. I will wait until it closes. So I am waiting for it to complete. All right. All right. So let's see. It completed right here. So I would go short right off the bat, right here at 99.50 would be my short. Let's enter the trade. I'm gonna do sell market. Okay. Um, we were not able to hit that, get that price, but we got in at 98. Our target is 93. Um, let me just move the target all the way down to the blue line. But just remember that our target should be 93. As soon as 93 is hit, we're done, right? But I'm gonna move it down, let's say to 75. See if it comes all the way down. And also I would start trailing it once it hits the 93 mark. Okay, let's see. There you go. Okay, we're past. We hit 93, so I'm gonna start trailing it. Um, well, let's see. I will wait until it settles down. Interesting. They're trying to trick us. By the way, as soon as 93 was hit, we should have been out of the trade. That initial target was hit, but I'm going to you know I feel like it's going back and forth here. Maybe move the stop to the red line. That would be my real stop. Okay, there you go. It's coming back down. Okay. When I see a solid drop, okay, there we go. Now I'll keep my I'll start trailing it. Uh, and I'm targeting 75. I could go even further down. There we go. So that was a very good trade. If we look at, let's see, I think I have stopped. Um, yeah. So our entry was 98 and we got out at 75. Okay. So our target, as I said, should be just 5 points, but in this case, it was looking the downtrend was looking pretty strong. So I moved it further down. Maybe it had more potential, but we got 75. We got out at 75. So we got about 15, 18 points. right? Got about 18 points. Our entry was 98. Um, exit was 75. Well, actually, 75. Actually, we got 23 points. We got 23 points. Yeah, yeah. So this is how you do it, guys. This was an example of a short in a downtrend. Okay, let's keep going and see if we could find uh, any more trades. I'll look for a couple more. We could have trailed it further and maybe waited until it hit 63. But okay, that's fine. We got our 23 points, which is more than enough. Remember, guys, you should have a target in mind whenever you enter a trade. Right? You could trail it, you could trail it, you could set your stop, but have a target in mind. This would not qualify as our trade. It's in a downtrend, but the bar should, um, well, yeah, it came near the midline or touched the midline. So this could have qualified as a trade as well. You would go short here, targeting 5 points. You would get it easily. Okay, let's see. So we are still in a downtrend. I'm looking for some more examples. Let's see if we can find another one. Bump up the speed a little bit. So it looks like it's a bit range bound now, right? Um, it was range bound, but it just broke that range, and it's trending up well. Yep, it's trending up. Okay. So this is very important, guys, to understand if the market is trending up or trending down or it's range bound, because our strategy relies on that judgment call a lot, right? We have to be clear. If we're not clear, if we're not sure that it's on an uptrend or a downtrend or it's range bound, that we just stay away, then we just stay away from it, right? Okay. Let's see. So it's in an uptrend right now. Remember, in an uptrend, we would wait for a pullback to midline and go long on the immediate next green bar. So this would have qualified for our trade right here. Our 77.25 would be our entry, and we would be done at 82, our 5 point target, or the red line. But this, I understand the trend was not clearly established, so we were not very sure here, so we waited for confirmation, and this kind of gives us a confirmation that it's trending up, right? So let's see if we can find a trade here. Okay, so this is interesting. Let's wait for it. Okay, so this bar didn't close below the midline, but the next one did, and the next one is followed by a green bar. So I am interested in this trade if this bar stays green at close, I would enter a long right here. Okay. So let's see. I'm gonna slow down the speed a little bit. Okay, slow it down further. Okay, absolutely. So I would like to go long right here, right? So let me just do a market order long. There you go. I'm targeting 5 points, and my stop loss is right below this pivot, right? Uh, I could set the stop loss to this as well, but that would be too close, and it could be easily wiped out. Ideally, my stop should be right here by the blue line, right here. But my target is 5 points, or I could target the red line. But let's say we want to keep it at this. I want to keep it at 5 points. Let's see how it goes. Okay, perfect. We're done. Our entry was 675. Exit was 1175. 5 points. We're done here. Now we could have waited to see if it goes further up, but we'll call it a day right here. Yep, pulled back right after that. Yeah, so that was a good call to just take the 5 points. Kept going up. No worries. But we hit our profit goal, so we're done there, right? So we saw an example of a short trade. We saw an example of long trade, right? Um, One was for a downtrend, the other one was for an uptrend. Similarly, you could look for setups for range-bound longs or range-bound shorts, right? Um, Let me know in the comments if you like this video and if you like the strategy. What do you think about it? Back test it, forward test it. I'm using NQ over here. You could try it with ES. You could try it with any other instrument and see how it looks. Make sure you back test it and forward test it before you use it, right? So that's it for the Keltner channel strategy, guys. If you found this video helpful, hit the like and subscribe, and join me on this journey of mastering trading strategies, right? Drop any questions or feedback in the comments below. Remember, manage your risk, chase your rewards, and repeat the process. I'll see you in the next one.